Hello everyone, welcome back again to our channel Coders Arcade. In this tutorial, we will be talking about one more important topic in Selenium, which is the relative locators. Guys, relative locators was an introduction and a good feature in Selenium 4. Okay, so before starting with today's video, I would like to request all of you to please like and share our videos if you like our content, and also at the same time, please don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon so that you receive notifications regarding our latest updates. Okay, so let's get started without any more ado. As I said, today's topic will be relative locators. Okay, so let me go back to my IDE. Here you can see this is the project that we are working on, and let me create a new Java class called relative locators. Okay, and fine. So you can remember one thing, like it is introduced in Selenium 4. The relative locators were introduced in Selenium 4, and it helps us to uniquely identify a web element. That is the most important feature of relative locators. So for that, I want to show you a website which I have created for you guys. Let me show you. I will give the URL in the description. Okay, so this is a simple calculator which I develop for you guys so that you can practice. I will give you this URL in the description. Don't have to worry about that. I have hosted it in GitHub for the time being, and soon we are going to upload it to our Coders Arcade website as well. Okay, so the thing is that you can see this is a totally working calculator using HTML and CSS, guys. So here, if I just use this, if I say 1 plus 2 3 or something, and you can see it's working fine and everything is good. So now relative locators is actually about selecting or interacting with an web element in relative to some other web element. Okay, in relative to something. So suppose here you can see, let me clear this. If I want to click on 5, okay, for that I need to know the attribute of that web element, correct? This 5. So for that we need to inspect that. So right click, let me just inspect that. You can see what I have done is all these buttons have a similar attribute. If you can see here, if I just inspect one by one all of them, see button, if I just zoom this a little bit, you can see here the type is button and the value is 8. So simply put, if I go to this one, the type is button only and the value is 6. So this all the buttons have a similar attribute, which is the type button and the value 6. Suppose if I want to click on this 6, okay, so let us try to do it with Selenium. So let us go back to our editor here and let us do the normal stuff that we always do. So static driver, okay, so main method, and let me just reduce the size a little bit. Okay, that's fine. So system dot set property, it takes 2 arguments, WebDriver dot Chrome dot driver, and the second argument is the path. So dot slash is the current directory. You can see I already have that. I have already given that. This is the Chrome driver.exe. Okay, I will just say drivers folder slash Chrome driver.exe. Okay, if you don't know about all this, I will give all the details of the previous videos of this playlist in the description. Okay, fine, we have set the path. So first we have to instantiate the driver. Okay, driver equal to new Chrome driver. Okay, because I am using Chrome browser. Fine, now driver dot manage dot window dot maximize. Okay, because I want to maximize the window. Okay, now let us pass the URL driver dot get. Here we will pass the URL. Okay, let me go back to my Gmail here. Okay, let me copy this and get back here and passing this URL here. Okay, so for the time being it is in GitHub, so it's a long URL. Soon we'll be launching it in our Coders Arcade website. Then it will be absolutely fine for you guys to practice. Don't worry, I will give this link in the description. You can easily practice that. Okay, so let us run this and see what we are getting. Okay, right click and run. You can see it's opening this particular website and we have the calculator here. Now I said suppose I want to click on this 6. Okay, so right click and inspect. You already know that stuff, right? Let me bring it down here. Fine. So let us just try to inspect that. Okay, you can see the type is button and the value is 6. So Control and F, if you press here, then it will open up a bar like this. Okay, so here guys, please remember we have already talked about, let me go back, we have already talked about all these locators, right? Class name, ID, link text, partial link text, and all of them. We have not talked about the XPath. So if you want to know about the XPath, guys, we have a dedicated video on that. I request you guys to go there and learn about that because I'm going to use that in this video. So let us go back to our channel here. If I go to Coders Arcade, just hold on a moment. Yes, fine. If you see here, if I go to our channel and if I search here, say XPath, you can see XPath tutorial for beginners. Okay, this is the video. Let me just skip that.
Hey guys,
Yes, you can
welcome
see
to our channel Code.
this is the XPath video. I will give the link in the description. You don't have to worry about that. This is the video. I will just copy this here and let me just keep it here for the time being. XPath video. Okay, so let me paste it here so that I can remember to put it in the description. Okay, now we will be using XPath. So let us go back here and you can see I said we want to inspect this 6, right? We want to click on this. So let me clear this. I want to click on that. So use the selector, go to this button and you can see button equal to this and value equal to this. So if you are using an XPath, it starts with // and then if you see here the input is the tag here. See input. Okay. So we can write input and then inside the square brackets the attribute was value, right? So @value is equal to, in single quotes you pass the value 6. See here guys, input type equal to button, value equal to 6. So with the help of this XPath we have created this XPath. Okay, so just remember that // the tag name and the attribute we write @attribute equal to with the particular value whatever we have. Okay, so don't get confused, this value is actually the attribute. You can see here, right? This is the value attribute and we're using 6 here. Okay, because we want to click on that. Let's copy this. This is a simple way of writing the XPath. Copying this, going back to our ID, and here I will just use one thing. Let's use some thread.slip so that I can show you the operations. 1 second is more than enough. Now I have to add an exception to the method signature. Okay, so that I can handle this exception. Now I will just say driver.findElement. Remember we have already used all the others, class links, link text, partial link text and all. This time I will be using by.xpath. Okay, and I have already copied the XPath, so I will paste it here. Yes, now then I said I want to click on that button, right? So dot click. Okay, now let's see if we are able to achieve that or not. Okay, now I will close this one and let me run this again. Okay, you can see it's opened that, it is waiting for 1 second, then you can see it has type 6. So it is done successfully. Now then, as I said, we will be talking about relative locators, right? So imagine this button does not have any attributes. Okay, so let me right click and inspect this. I will explain what I'm trying to say here. Let me just zoom it. Okay, let me just try to do one thing. Okay, when you are talking about relative locators, understand one thing, that suppose this button, okay, 6, this 6 will be relative to something. Okay, So suppose I want to click on this 6, right? So you have to understand that 6 is below 3, or 6 is to the left of the star, right? And it is to the right of this 5. Understood this, right? So let me clear this. And here you can see, if we talk about the 6, 6 is below 3, 6 is to the right of 5 and to the left of star. Similarly, if I talk about this 4 here, 4 is below 1 and it is to the left of 5. Okay. Similarly, suppose if I am talking about 8, 8 is below 5 and to the right of 7. Okay. So let us try to use that and do this. So suppose I want to click on this 8 but with the help of relative locators. Okay. So let us try to do that. So I just want to use the tag. Okay. So already I told you, let me just select this and show you. If I select any button, you can see if any web element does not have any attribute, it will have the tag name. That is mandatory. Okay. So input is the tag name. If I just select one more, if you see 9, here also you have the input type tag. Okay. So that is our target. Just remember that. Okay. Let us go back to our IDE. Now, let me just comment this. I will show you how we can use the relative locators. So if I say driver dot find element, in the bracket there is one option called relative locator. Okay. See, automatically it is imported. It is there in org.openqa.selenium.support.locators.relative locators. Okay. So here, if I say dot, you will say with. Make sure you select this. Here we have to give the name. Okay. So by dot, the name was tag name, right? So if we remember, our tag name was input. Okay. Then after that, here we press one dot, you can see, remember. So let us go back here. So I want to click on 8, which is below 5 and to the right of 7. Okay. Let us try to do that. So if I say B, you can see below. Okay. Let me just write it here. Okay. In the below, let me just zoom it a little bit. Okay. Fine. I hope it is visible now. So below will be by.xpath. And let us now copy this same XPath that we have here. I'm taking it from here. Okay, guys. Okay. So just see here. 8 is below 5, right? So this value I will use 5 here. Okay. Fine. After that, let us just do one thing. Let us say dot click. Okay. So what I'm trying to do, I'm just trying to click on the button or the element which is below 5, right? Let's see here. Below 5, if you see, we have 8 here, right? See, if I clicked here, 8 is getting clicked. Let's try to click on this. Okay. Let me run this and see. So if you see here, 8 got clicked. Got it? Let me minimize this. Okay. And if you want to be absolutely sure about that, you can do one more thing as well. Here you can just press enter and you can say dot to right of. Here you can again copy the same stuff. And here we know that it is towards the right of 7, right? So we can be sure about that so that we don't miss it. Now let us run this and see what we get. Yes, it is successfully clicking on 8. Guys, please remember that. Okay. So if we want to click 8, 8 is below 5 and it is to the right of 7. Okay. And you can also say to the left of 9. Okay. Now, suppose if I want to print all the elements that are below one particular element. Okay. Below 5. Let's see how to do it. Let me just copy the same thing. Okay. Here I will just create a list of web elements because I want multiple web elements. So web element say buttons is equal to, I'll paste this here, and we just have to remove this click because we cannot click on all of them at the same time, right? Okay, you can see here there is an error because it is find element. It should be find elements. Okay, now see the error is gone because it is expecting a list of web elements. So we have to use the find elements. Okay, fine. Now let me print all of them one by one. So we will use a for each loop, web element, say button. In buttons we want to print the value, right? So let us try to do one thing. S out, I will print each button dot. Remember guys, each button has an attribute value. That one we want to print. Okay, get attribute, the attribute is value. Okay, so if you go here, if you see, let me just use this one. Okay, this is the attribute value. We want this value particular 9. Okay, something like this. Let us see what we get here. So minimizing this, and let us run this and see what we get. Okay, it clicked on it, and let me just minimize this, and you can see 8.9 equal minus and plus. So it is able to read the data. Okay, let's go back here and let's see. Before, after 8 we have 9 minus 0 dot equal and plus. Okay, all these are being printed here. See, got it? So this is how it works, guys. This is about relative locators. It helps you to identify and interact with an web element with respect to some other web element. It may be to the right of, to the left of, below or above, something like that. Okay, these are the ones. So if you just press dot here, you will understand that. If you just press dot here, you can see to right of, to below, to right of, below, above, near, and all these things you will get here. Okay, so you can analyze that. If you want to read about that, you can go to the selenium.dev website and you can learn about that. Okay, just see here, if I say relative locators in Selenium, okay, you can see this is the entire URL where you can learn about the relative locators. Okay, so see here, this is the one, guys. Here you get all the details how it works, so you can read about the documentation. I will also give this in the description, don't have to worry about that, guys. So let me just paste it here as well. Okay, fine. So this is about it, guys. I hope you have understood this. If you have any doubts, you can ping me in the comment section. I will be very happy to clarify all your doubts. And at the same time, if you have really liked this content, if you really like the content in our videos, please don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon so that you receive notifications about our latest updates. Thank you. This is Saurabh signing off. See you in the next tutorial. Bye bye and happy learning.